Hi guys, it's Dale with the insurance. Today we're going to talk about an article that centers around life insurance. The title of the article is "Life Insurance: Rent or Own," right? So I think most people would say obtaining life insurance at any age is great, and in fact, the earlier the better, especially as it relates to whole life insurance, right? Because of the cash component. Um, but more generally, even if we back up, life insurance is kind of broken down into two camps, basically. You've got term life insurance and you've got whole life insurance, right? Both provide kind of your protection for financial loss, giving the insured dies, unfortunately. However, whole life insurance has a cash component, like a savings component, that actually accrues value over time, right? Term life insurance is, just as it sounds, it's for a discrete amount. It provides that protection, that financial loss protection, for a discrete amount of time, right? And because of this, it's referred to as renting insurance, right? You don't own that insurance. That protection is only there for 10 years, 20 years, whatever the contract says, right? Conversely, whole life insurance is there for your entire life, right? That's owning. So, life insurance, do you rent or do you own, right? There are advantages and disadvantages to both. Term life insurance, typically, it's cheaper. And then because it's cheaper, you can actually take that free cash that you have left over and invest it in other vehicles, right? Other vehicles that may give you a larger return. Some of the disadvantages are, as you could imagine, it's for a limited amount of time. It expires, right? There is no savings component to it. So you've got to actually look at what's your savings discipline. You may need that savings component. The same with whole life. Whole life has kind of its own advantages, disadvantages. Some of the advantages are that it does have a savings component, that it is there for the entirety of your life. And some of the disadvantages also stem from the fact that it has a cash component, right? That return, that savings return, is quite low, right? Whole life insurance is very expensive in comparison to term life. And then it's often, within its contract, it's often inflexible, not as flexible as a term life or term insurance. So those are kind of some of the advantage, the benefits, the cost of both. Every person's situation is going to be different. So the answer to rent or own, there is no clear-cut answer. You have to actually take into account some of your characteristics, your lifestyle, where you are in your life. What I will say is that there are quite a few people those who are financially able, actually end up doing both, right? It's actually called pyramid strategy almost, because they go ahead and acquire a whole life insurance policy, right? That's kind of their foundation of life insurance. And then they stack on top of that a term life insurance policy when a major event happens, right? So like if they buy a home or if they send their children to college, right? During that time period of which they have an outsized amount of financial responsibility, they stack that term life insurance policy on top of their whole life, right? And then once those financial responsibilities kind of fade away or expire, they allow that term life insurance to expire as well, right? Um, so once again, hopefully this was helpful. We know it's a big decision. I think everybody would agree that some form of insurance is, or life insurance is the best way. It's just trying to figure out which vehicle, term or whole, rent or own, is right for you at a certain time of your life, or maybe perhaps both of them are. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you next week.